Who has insights that they're taking away from today's meeting?
I would like to proclaim, probably the wrong word, but sounds good, that I've finally figured out that the power of the universe is in the subtlety of the things we observe and feel, rather than the in-your-face stuff that I see and feel. And I'm going to spend more time observing the subtlety and becoming wiser for it. Ma.
Sounds like our work here is done. I don't think we have to meet anymore. John's got it sorted. Sorry for my humour, John. I appreciate that subtlety significantly. Yeah, I think there's, for me, some deep importance in that subtlety as well. And also what I heard reflected back to me after my sharing was how, and I think Jez spoke about it separately as well, how a reflection of a different perspective can make all the difference. I don't feel all that different today from last fortnight. And yet in my sharing, I clearly had the energy of somebody in a different perspective. And it really is valuable for me to remember that for all of the challenge that can be in my life or in the world, it sometimes can be as simple and as subtle as that. Me believing that there's another perspective and I don't have to believe all that's going on in my head. Yeah, so I'm taking that away today and going to sit with that over the next couple of weeks. Thank you, brothers.
Yeah, I have a couple of takeaways from today. One is the value of being present in the moment, and much gratitude to you, Frank, for your beautiful grounding process at the beginning of our meeting today that had me recognize the value of being just here in this body, in this moment, and appreciating all of the things that are coming in, just as things that are coming in, and I sit in the value of that. It's really calming and at the same time energizing as well. Yeah, and there was something else going on in my head, and my fuzzy brain today is going, you're not going to be able to remember that, Jeremy. You're just going to have to pretend that there was something else to say. And there it is, the value of speaking when there's nothing to say arrives at, oh, look, there it is. The that thing about shifting in perception and how many significant changes in my own life have occurred because I've simply been able, or something has prompted me to see everything that's coming in. So nothing external is changing at all. All that's happening is I get a slightly different viewpoint. So my experience of the world depends on how I see it. So if I just take a slightly different viewpoint, then my experience of the world changes. So that then creates for me an opportunity to shift in myself. The beautiful nature of that. Powerful shifts in my own life can occur just by taking a different perspective. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be just the slightest little shift from this view to that view. And yeah, beauty of that. Thanks, man. Love you dearly. Hope.
Well, tonight got reinforcement of my recent realization that the people around me really are listening and watching, and I make a difference just by the way I interact with them. And that doesn't feel like a weight or a responsibility. It's just, it's hopeful for me. I guess I got hope from tonight that all the efforting I've done and all the plans I've made and the goals I've set, reached or not, the importance of that pales in comparison to just the way I interact with the people around me, and the importance of the subtle aspects, the small aspects, is far bigger than the stuff that I used to consider was the weighty accomplishment based stuff. The subtle has much more sway and impact on the world than the big check boxes that I used to carry. However much sense that makes. That's my takeaway this evening. And I can't
Frank,
wait
just
to-
before you stop the recording, if I may, I just want to acknowledge, particularly around the subtlety, and John, I want to just address you specifically and just apologise for my joke at the end of your takeaway. Humour can be a wonderful thing, and I'm conscious that I sometimes use it at inappropriate times. And I feel like in my reactive joking, I don't know how it landed for you, but somehow I might have diminished your sharing, and that was not my intention, but I could see how that could happen. And that might have been very subtle, and that's something for me to sit with subsequently, but I just wanted to catch that before we finish, because there is nothing about what you have shared today that deserves diminishing. So my apologies and my sincere love and appreciation for you, brother, and indeed for each of you and me in my opportunities to practice. Now,